the idea about how people going to be resilient, how people going to be flexible by the impact of the industry and urban development to this area. So the project might be in a 10-year later, maybe we design something in this area to make the people more resilient. The resilient means sometimes not only from the development, but from the natural disaster, from the flooding, from the other natural factors, and maybe man-made factors. So any kind of factor that affect to the community. So how the community going to deal with that, and what is the advantage or the benefit of the community in this area? Do you think people are sustainable because of they do their own life farming, they do life farming and they get price for it, and then they have some rice left, and then they sell that, so they get income. So when they go to the river, Bang Pakong River, they do fishing, and they can eat the fish, they can preserve the fish, or they can cook the fish, and the rest of the fish, the shrimp, they can sell and get income. What's going to happen when the industry, the factory come in, and then they have to, they don't have the land because some part of the land that used to be their house is already sold to the factory. So the factory might be located in the agriculture area, and then they live in a very small house, and they might have to work in the factory. So what's going to happen in the future? And as the landscape architects, how can we solve this problem? Maybe we start with the tutor, or you have any idea, and you have, maybe we throw the question to the group, and then we make the discussion. And tomorrow we can plan for the site visiting.
So can I talk to something to the student?
Yes.
Okay. So I totally agree with Nam, the Professor Nam, and also I have a suggestion about some. You guys think about how to define the resilient community. What is the resilient community? So you should think about that. And also you could imagine about the culture. What is the cultural landscape, right? So there are two keywords, our theme. So resilient community and cultural landscape. So how to support this community, this resilient community with some cultural landscape. The main idea is, I think, these kinds of things. So Nam, so how do you have any plan to make a breakout room or some each group divided two groups?
Not now.
Not now. Okay. After the tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe it depends, because after tomorrow we will have to do also the two groups together, and then if we start the conceptual design, so we can move to two rooms.
Sure.
If the student don't want to mix up with the idea, or they want to...
Yeah, sure. Yes. So how about Jay? Do you have any idea to, or some recommendation about to your student.
All right. So I think the one of the important thing in this, the fourth theme, the cultural resilience, is the I don't know, from my experience, I think that we need to understand or approach the community as a like a contextual things or like a software approach, rather than the physical things. Like for example, like establishing the community service or community like the infrastructures like that. So I think that the one of the important thing is to understand the people who live in the Pangpakong River area. And how do they feel when the the urbanization has approaching to the land. And then I'm not knowledgeable about the sites, but as far as I know, the people who are living in the Pangpakong area will be relocated somewhere else, right?
Actually, they have a very large piece of land that belong to not many owners of the land, but some of the owner of the land can sell that to the factories. This is the main problem. But in this area, I mean, in the island, surrounded with the canal. So in our side, it's already okay. I mean, the factory haven't come to this one yet. But in the future, maybe 10 or 15 years in the future, maybe the factory come in and then buy the land, and then the people have to stay inside the area and work for the factory or move to another area, but not the relocation. They have to move themselves because they sell the land to the factory.
Right.
So if for the role of landscape architect, so what we going to do with that? I mean, if we design something and we plan something for them now, so in the future, they think they will get the income from the design, from our land use planning, and then they won't sell that to the factory. So it's another opportunity for them.
Yeah, I read a very interesting the report that talks about the Pangpakong River, and according to the report, it says that the 70% of the population who live in the Pangpakong area involved in the farming. But the problem is only 7% of the population have their own land. The people who do not own their land, they are in danger to be located in other places, or they have to choose to work in the factory.
70% of the Bangpakong people stay in the other land. So the owner of the land belong to someone else, which maybe they reside in Bangkok or in other provinces. But they work here as the farmer for generations. So usually, if the owner of the land haven't sold the land to the factory, as long as they keep the ownership for long, and then maybe they do something more profit in terms of maybe more sustainable. I can say that maybe profit in terms of economic, profit in terms of environment and social. So they won't sell it. Most of the landowners are rich, and they don't want to sell the land if they have something to do with the land. But if they have no plan, and the factory come in and then says, we want that land, how much you going to sell that? So they sell it because they don't have the project in hand.
Right. So I think that the majority of the population in the area, they have been living in the area for generation to generation. Their
Right.
fathers and their grandfathers or grandfathers, they have been living in the area for, for hundreds. So from my perspective, I think that they do not want to leave. They do not want to, leave the area. They want to leave the area. But the problem is what they can do is just farming. So,
Yeah. And
so
what kind of farming in the future?
they
That,
don't have many options.
for
So,
example, in Japan, I saw many rich farmers and produce very good agricultural product in Japan.
Yeah,
And they're proud to be the farmer, and they're proud to be the to do the agriculture, right?
but actually, and it's totally different to the Bampakon area in Japanese situation. Actually, in Japanese Japan, the landowner have also has some farming, I think. So I'm not I'm not clear about that, the number of this. But how do you know the Yuri? Do you know some situation of the Japanese farming, rich farm?
I have no idea. So
But actually,
You stay in Tokyo?
this is the clear. The landowner do the farming in Japan, and also they earned a lot of money. Not so a lot of money, but to maintain their life. But it is totally different to Bamako area. That Jay said to just 70%. Just I think it is same situation with the commercial area. Actually, in the Tokyo, and there's so many commercial area, but they don't have each building. So just the tenant, and they just management their shop just only by rent, and so that after the development or the development area, all area, they have or new construction or something like project. So after that, there is the gentrification. There will be gentrification. So the area Nam said it is the matter of gentrification. So I think it is really a good point to understand this one, but I'm not sure that there is two way to live. One is the maintain farming, or the new generation want to do another work, not only the farming. So in the Japanese case, there is some six industrial approach. I mean, the one is the first industry is the farming, and second industry is manufacturing, and third industry is service or some tourism. So they integrated these kinds of things. So I think if we want to make some value of this area to the old community, we can do about some approach and combine some tourism or combine some manufacturing and combine some new the innovative farming
or learning center.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, or more educational. Yeah, for us in our group, we focus on the approach of community resilience, but for the other group, they may focus on the other issue and the other approach. So for this community solution on the design and planning, maybe I think it's very interesting about the integration of other function like tourism, learning,
Yeah.
and education, and maybe research. And another thing is because the factory going to come, and the factory has a lot of produce a lot of pollution. So maybe they have, in Thailand we call CSR, corporate social responsibility. CSR is something more like public relation, promotion, and advertisement. But instead of using money, the benefit from the factory into the other investment, so they put the money, the benefit into some doing some project like a CSR project. Very near to the site, there is a factory of Toyota from Japan. And Professor Miyawaki, who do a lot of experiment on the forestation, plantation of the forest. So they produce a very nice forest, very very dry land, and then they reforest the area. So reforestation makes the environment better. So we get benefit, and also they have the participatory design with the community. So the community and the factory live together very well.
I think
So
so.
how we going to help the community in the future to live with the factory?
In case of the Japan's urban print, there is some approach of with some social business with community. Do you know some social innovation or social business with their communities? And also, two Japanese students know about some like that. So
Can you
I hope
share?
you guys do know. But actually, the community business is very interesting, and it means they have each community or each small community has a small business for the community's resource and community's sustainable development. So it makes it works about some fund or some management fund in their area. So it is really interesting, I think. So you guys, the student, Googling, please, about that.
I think that the thing is who owns, who runs the business.
Each community members.
Yes, so I think that the who owns the business is the one of the important thing.
Sure.
Is
it's like empowerment.
Yes, is the business is run by the institutions, or is it run by the community members, and who runs the business? I think that's the key thing, because we have lots of kind of ecotourism boom in South Korea as well. But the problem is when the visitors go to the places and then when they spend money, does it really help their local residents to increase their profits or the income? So in many cases, it doesn't really help the local people. Because lots of the ecotourism run by the institutions does not really help the local people to increase the kind of benefits.
Yeah, so we have to encourage the community participation.
Right.
Yeah, there
and
are
how?
Right. Another problem is the majority of population live in rural areas are kind of older generations. They are like a 60s or 70s, and they are not trendy, or they are kind of lack of infrastructures or knowledge or kind of skills to handle the visitors. So I think that that's the one of the kind of critical kind of issue in many rural areas. And so I think that I'd like to have some ideas in terms of the other areas in Thailand. As far as I know, our side is Chachoen Sao, right? Is that
Yes.
correct? Chachoen Sao.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, what about
Chachoen Sao.
the Chonburi and Lion? What happens in the area? Do the communities kind of have a kind of close relationship with the factories, or what happens to the areas?
Chonburi is the closest province to Chachoen Sao. Just a few, not a few, like 40 kilometers or less, because the two provinces is very close to each other. And Chonburi is the location of Pattaya. You might know Pattaya. Pattaya is a very famous tourist attraction, especially for the Chinese people and Asian people. And also nightlife in Pattaya, very popular. And Chonburi is just next to Rayong. Rayong is the location of the big industrial area because of original area of the Eastern Seaboard. Eastern Seaboard is a project long time ago. They put many factories, heavy industry in the area in Rayong. But the connectivity of the expansion of the residential area of the labor and also the management people, manager, something CEO of the factory prefer to stay in Pattaya or Chonburi. So Chonburi and Pattaya is more like hospitality and also hotel, tourist attraction. So next to Chonburi is Chachoen Sao. And then Chachoen Sao is very close to Suvarnabhumi International Airport. Bangkok Airport is located very close to this area, and then Bangkok. So you might understand the situation in the more macro scale that they are interrelated to each other. The expansion of the Bangkok continue to airport, the main international airport, very busy airport because it's the only largest airport in Thailand, Bangkok Airport. And then to Chonburi, very famous tourist attraction, and then the factory. The recent situation is something like that, but in the future, there will be more, maybe more than twice expansion to this area. So the tourists might increase, the factory might also double the size, more than triple the size. The expansion of they're going to have a main new infrastructure, which is the high-speed train. Now it's not yet complete, but in the very near future, they will have a high-speed train through the railway right of way, the railway line, and then go to connect the airport with the other provinces.
So I think that we have lots of the kind of interest in the Pangpakong area. For example, kind of tourists. We have lots of tourists in the near future. We have kind of industries or local government or the communities, and we can kind of separate the communities into maybe 2 or 3 groups. The people who want to sell their land, or people who do not want to sell their land, or people who want to leave their land, or the people who are involved in a farming, or people who are involved in a factory. Maybe we can kind of separate in a different kind of groups, and then to find out the situations, what's going to happen in the area. and then we can compare, the lives of the local communities in, Chonburi or Lyon, and what happens in the area after the industrializations. As far as I know, the Chachoengsao is the last area to be industrialized, followed by the Lyon and the Chonburi. So maybe we can.
But now it's not.
It's not?
The green. We have only a few factory at the mouth of Pangpakong River, but that is. And now we going because of the EEC plan. So the government would like to expand that to this area, but actually the community have not yet agree with that. There are controversy between the people who want to sell the land and then get a lot of money and then go somewhere else. And the people who don't want to get the money from selling the land, but they want to produce more agricultural products, the same as they have been doing in the old days. So there are two different types of people now fighting to each other, actually. But in this area, the project of the site area, the project site area, people still live their life in the agriculture and farming, and also aquaculture. And there is a community center. Also, they are Buddhism, so they have a temple, Buddhist temple, on the top of the hill. From the aerial photo, you will see the label Khao Din. Khao in Thai means the hill or the mountain, and Din is the earth hill, the earth mountain. So the temple located on the top of the hill, and people can climb up, similar to Japanese castle. So we can climb up about 100 something steps to the top. And that is the location of the heart of the community.
Okay, so do you mean that the temple is served as a community center?
Yes, because they are Buddhism, and every Buddhism will go to the temple. So I mean, for the new generation, maybe not, but for the farmer, for the rural people, they rely very much on the temple. So they can do meditation, they can do some, they can give right to the monk in the morning. And in the Buddhist holiday, they can also play at the temple. So when people feel like to have something to rely on, so the Buddhist temple is the place where the people live on that. So it's one of the cultural landscape is the temple.
Yeah, I think that we'd better to understand the kind of exotic the culture in the area, and what do they believe, and then how they live, and what do they live for a living, and
lifestyle.
Yeah, the lifestyles or the life patterns or whatever you said. Yeah.
Some special point to link to lifestyle. We should define that.
I already put some photos of the area. I will show you. Actually, it's in the classroom already.
Actually, the professor, the three tutors talk about so much.
Okay, so we want to hear from the student, right?
Yeah, I really want to share some question about some comments from the student.
Okay.
Yeah. So so after this, see some photos you can arrange. The photo is the first, I think.
This is only the photo that I would like to show that yeah, this is salt farming.
Yeah.
Salt farming located in the mouth of Bang Pakong River. And this is the Nepal. Nepal is one kind of the palm that lives in the mangrove. So they don't have to plant that leaf, but you can harvest the Naipa palm, the leaf of the Naipa, the fruit of the Naipa like this, and then make some food. This is the area photos of the green agriculture area. This is how people do fishing. They don't have to do fish farming, but they can go to the river and then they do fishing. Last time we have the pre-survey in the canal.
Yeah, I see. I saw that.
The shrimp jump into the boat very easily. And I saw people walk along the river and then get the fish and crab very easily. This is the smaller shrimp that we use for making shrimp paste. This is the bat that eat the fruit in the fruit orchard area. Very giant, very big. This is the bat. That is the temple where you can see it in the daytime. You will see the sleeping bats hanging up on the tree. And you cannot wake them up because they will wake up again in the evening and then go find some fruit and then go back in the morning, in the early morning. And this is how they do rice farming. This is more like organic farming because of the solidity of the soil and the water. So the rice farming need no chemical because of they don't find any insect, no insect, so you don't have to put the insect killer there. This is the rice farming. This is the Bang Pakong River. Vegetable. So this is the aquaculture. So this is the canal that we can do some. This is the tourists, not the people here. So the tourists can do canoeing, kayaking. I don't know what it is. Small fish, shrimp. This is the mangrove fruit. So they can pick up any kind of like a fruit or leaf or anything from any plant around the canal or mangrove to make food. This is all kind of food. So this is how they do fishing. This is the name of Cha Cheung Sao. has its nickname as 8 riu, 8 riu mean 8 riu. It means the fish is too large to divide it into 8 pieces. The other fish can divide it into only 5 or 6 pieces. Because of the size of the fish is small, but here they can divide it, the fish into 8 pieces. This is the production from coconut. Yeah, and this is like a dessert came from coconut fruit. So the photos. Oh, I found one people that they even moved from Bangkok to Bang Pakong and built a very nice boutique hotel called Bang Pakong Boat Club. So he has many boats. So he tried to build the boat club and then also make the hotel because he would like to stay away from Bangkok and close to the river so they can ride the boat to the sea and along the river. This is the mangrove. And the mangrove also the place where the firefly there. The firefly is one thing, one indicator of the environment and biodiversity. The quality of the water, the mangrove is good, the firefly will be there. But if the water have too much pollution or the quality of the water is too salty or too fresh, more like fresh water, like storm rain, and the storm drain from the upper area go to this area, and the firefly will die. But this area is very nice. You can see this from drone. Yeah, so you can find the photos from classroom.
Thank you.
So we want to hear from the student, maybe Turkey, from Istanbul Technical University. So do you have any idea, because you came from Europe and Asia? You can turn on the microphone. You have anything to share? No.
I'm not sure to speak because my English is not so good, and I think something, but I don't know how to explain you.
Your English is good. It's okay.
And this is slowly, maybe this can be slowly, and so I apologize you. This area is so natural and so good, the river, the agriculture, and local people, or and I think you said that the industrialization come here, the factory come here, and I don't think anything, because the land is so nature, and if the factory is come here, then maybe the fish species, tree species affected negatively, and how can we think this? The industrialization, we accept this situation, and we think this approach by thinking the industrialization, or we leave the factory, this area, and continue to approach any landscape approach.
Do
design
you think at the community, do you think the community should stay here or and do some continue doing agriculture, aquaculture, or continue the same way of life? Or do you think the factory will change them to labor, to industry workers? If you were them, what you going to decide? You are a farmer for the whole life, continue from your parents. So if you were them, what you going to do? You going to stay here and change to be a factory worker, or you going to continue farming? What your decision?
I don't understand, excuse me.
Okay, I will ask in the poll. Okay. Everybody see the question? Everybody please answer. We have 11 members. Now 8 people answer.
How about hybrid? Weekend farmer.
Okay.
Oh, it's just joke.
We can discuss, but what is the main thing? I haven't.
Main job is factory. And
Okay, now we have 11, 12. Maybe the tutor haven't answered. It's okay. I will end the poll.
Mhm.
Okay, you saw the
Oh.
result. So if your answer is 67% farmer, you want to continue being a farmer, and only 25% will be the factory worker. Only 8% move out, or only one answer move out. So you have to do something now. Okay. I think I will better. Interesting. So if you want to continue being the farmer, how? I can check who answer actually, but I don't know how. Yes. Anybody want to share? I think I talked too much already.
No. Please go ahead.
I want to hear from others.
How about TCU? Yuri, do you have any idea or comment or some questions?
Yes. My father is farmer, so I
Good.
in Tokyo, but just not only farm, but also another working. For example, I can speak English. So maybe
He has another.
How your father do the farming? How your father do farming? High tech farming or traditional farming?
traditional farming.
Oh, what kind of agriculture? What kind of farm?
What title?
Yeah, what
Sorry.
what type of farm?
A type of
Fruit, vegetable.
vegetable and fruit.
What kind of fruit?
Fruit. Orange and
Wow.
so
For example, if you plant the orange, you sell all the fresh orange, or you make the orange juice or orange jam or some other product of orange, or
yes,
you sell the fresh orange.
He sells orange, just orange and orange jams and
marmalade.
yes, marmalade. Yes.
Yuri, did you choose the farming?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
why?
Because I want to farm and another work. So I I wanna farm and make jam and many things I want to do. So, but sorry. So sorry.
So how about me? So it's TCU session, right? Okay. How about me? Did you choose farming or?
I chose farming because if I were the local people, I don't want to change. I don't want to change my situation or statement, and I just wanted to update my state. So, like if I were farmer, I wanna become more great or happiness farmer. farmer.
Mm.
So yeah, I just so like that.
And another thing is about, I asked you what type of farming is the traditional or the modern farming, because
Mm.
it's related to the cultural landscape. So the we call the local wisdom. The local wisdom is how you, like here, rice farming, they have very special theory about doing rice farming, using the dynamic of the season, and how we deal with the climate and the season and the dynamic of the nature. So this is the local wisdom.
What is
So yeah.
what is the traditional farming? How about the organic farming? It is same meaning to organic.
For example, the modern farming is like you use the tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truck,
yeah.
and maybe you put too many chemical to produce a lot of you put a lot of investment, and then you need to produce many the highest production to compensate the investment that you do in the farming. So this kind of thing, you might lose some of the nature ingredient, something I don't know. But in this rice farming, so they do rice farming only one time a year, one time annually. But
there's
in
one. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
but for the modern farming, rice farming, sometimes they do 3 times to harvest 3 times. So, but they says only one time harvesting is okay, and another half of the year, which is more dry season, they use the same farm to produce the aquaculture.
So which way of farming is more higher value of market value? Which one? Traditional?
The quality of the rice is better.
No, I mean the just value, market value. How expensive?
because the rice is very good, very nice, very delicious rice. So it's high demand and also expensive. So they can get higher income,
higher income
profit than the modern farming. But in the amount of production is less.
So it's really how to say, the same income.
But you have to do some more investment in the modern farming. You have to buy chemical, you have to buy the fertilizer, and you have to do many things. But here you just growing, yeah, and harvesting in the next few months.
Okay.
And the quality of the rice is good. So this kind of resilience and adaptation of the farmers using the local wisdom.
Local wisdom.
And people here know a lot about the tide, the sea tide. So they look to the moon, and then they know what type of tide, how high is the water, and how they're going to deal with the water. So adaptation regarding to the local wisdom here is very important. So if I stay in Bangkok and not next to the river, I don't care about the water. I don't know about the moon, and I don't know about the high tide or the low tide. but people here only look to the moon, so they know how high is the water and what time they can ride the boat to go fishing and what time is the best time for fishing.
So
They can understand by you.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
yeah,
Jay.
sorry. So do people living in the area want to keep preserving their traditional lifestyle, or do they want to change their lifestyle, like working as the factory workers? Or so I just want to know their, their intention, or do they want to keep preserving their traditional kind of agricultural lifestyle, or do they want to be, industrialized? Or
I think because they don't know yet that they can continue doing that, but I think if they continue doing the farming and also they use this kind of agriculture, so they feel comfortable because they pay less than the other kind of thing. But if they work as a factory worker, I think they have to rely on the factory. Like now, the situation of the pandemic of the COVID-19. So some of the factories have to be closed because the import and the export of the factory product is not around. So sometimes there is no demand in some of the factory, so the factory have to be closed. So this is not resilient and it's not sustainable. But for the nature, I mean, if we can choose, for me, I think I will be the farmer. If I were them, I will be the farmer. But I cannot be the farmer like that before because the situation is not the same. But how we going to adapt ourselves? So that's what I call the resilience. So I have no answer. I don't know. But Jay asked me whether the people want to be the farmer. They want to continue. For me, I think there are two types of people. But the people I met, I mean, I went there several times, and people I met also, my student Varisala Ing also went there. And many people are proud doing their farming, I think. And even some people now, they got the notice from the factory that they have to move, but they want to stay there. They want to continue there to live their life. They don't want to move.
So,
they are in the port now.
So the local population, they have a low kind of social power. They have a lack of power. So industrialization or urbanization or lots of factories, that's something that cannot be avoidable. So they need to adapt the different situations. So they need to choose whether they're gonna work as factory workers or keep working as farmers or whatever else. So, but the reason that I chose the farmer was they have not many options. They've been working, they've been living in the area for generations, and they don't know where to go. And what they can do is just farming. So if they go somewhere else, what's going to happen? And then they don't have any kind of skills or knowledges or any kind of things in other regions. So yeah, that's why I choose the farmers. So they need to continue work as a farmers, but they need to consider how they can survive in the industrialized in the areas. Yeah, that's what I.
They may need the supporter. That's what I always mention during the project proposal, that if the people with less power and you want to negotiate with the higher, the more power people, so maybe you need to do negotiation with the proposal, and you need to have like a network of people.
Right.
For example, in project about the food security, she proposed to do the cooperation with the government and NGO to support the community sustainability. For example, now Sustainable Development Goal. Anybody know about, we call SDG from UN? Anybody know? Watching?
SDGs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
SDG, if you put the SDG to your proposal, so you study about the aim and the objective, the vision of the SDG, and then you produce the proposal with the planning, the design, and then you submit to whoever that believe in the SDG, maybe international collaboration, governmental collaboration, and then your project proposal can be achieved.
I think the Japan is most, let's say, Japan do many approaches about SDGs, especially in local plan, local municipality plan. So there are so many plans in each municipality and the cities or some local town. So the government want to join some another companies and governments and all citizens. So I think the TCU member also is familiar about some this SDGs and SDGs planning. So you can search in the Google in Japanese also. Yeah. So you can find some about some agriculture community or some like food
security.
Yes, food security. You can arrange, yeah, I think. And also another how about another country? Yeah, I don't know about Hong Kong. Korea's.
Or Thailand.
Oh, Thailand is nice.
Are the Thailand students familiar with the site?
Only one, because last time we have the pre-survey and one Tao is Shanat went to the site with me, but very only one time. She is her first time.
Okay. So even the Thailand students are not familiar with us.
No, the same.
Okay.
That's good.
So do anyone have any ideas or to share the site, or do you have any idea, or you can share anything?
Now we have 2 more hours. If we want to leave on time at 6-hour period, so we have plenty of time to discuss, or You can have a choice. Now we are in the same team, so we haven't divided into small groups. So if the student want to discuss in the small group with our professor, it's okay. But you have to. You have to discuss, otherwise we have 2 more hours. So tomorrow, 2 of Thai students going to join the other group to site visit. So what kind of video or broadcasting or the area or what type of video or report you want from Thai students?
Actually, we need some ice breaking each other as members.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah. How?
How? Yeah, how? Stupid.
เอาวิธีไหนดี Ice breaking ร้องเพลง How? You have any idea?
No. But divided 2 groups and the 5 members should more
Make the
active.
and would you like to come back to this room again?
Mm-hmm.
You want to come back to this room again, or I can, you can leave and then divide it into 2 groups, and then when you finish you can come back.
We don't have any homework, or we don't have any some research about some from after the tomorrow's work. I mean, until tomorrow, what should we do, and is there any?
Tomorrow we will have site visit. So we Thai students would like to know what do you want from them. So tomorrow they will go to the site, and Suchanat know Tao. Suchanat or Tao know where to go. But what?
So tomorrow there is no group meeting, right?
There is.
There is.
We can tomorrow we will go to the site.
Maybe we could do some live stream, or maybe now we have to know, why do you guys interest into the site? What do you want to see especially? Like maybe it's interesting in some bird or some plants. Yeah.
The program for tomorrow the program for tomorrow, we will go to the site. The first stop, I think we will go to the temple on the top of the mountain, and then we have a panoramic view of the Bang Pakong, the mouth of Bang Pakong River, and to see how the developments and the factory going to move to the area. And the other side, which is not very clear from the top of the mountain, but we can show the painting inside the temple. There is a paint. There are many paintings about the area. So people in the old day draw many nice picture of the aerial photo of, like the aerial photo of the area at the mural painting on the wall of the temple. So after that, we will explore the site the site area. So we go to the rice farming, go to the community center. We have lunch that provided by the community. So we can see what kind of fruit, what kind of food, and how delicious of the Thai food made by the community. They're going to serve us some food for lunch. And after lunch, we will explore the site. And in the afternoon, we will do the boat cruising along the canal. Along the canal.
Youngmi already finished it.
Yeah.
I think that his room is already over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
바로 드세요.
He started late and he finished earlier. Youngmin.
I think he finishes for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, dinner time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think we just discuss.
Actually, can I have a suggestion? I think there is too short workshops, so we have to finish. We have to define some milestone till the the final jury. So tomorrow there is site visiting broadcasting. Then after that we have to do some analysis of the area, right? And then the day 3.
Maybe there is not many analysis, but you can do like a big idea about
Idea. Okay.
site inventory. I mean, what you feel about that, what you're going to propose about the idea, about the approach of cultural landscape and resilient community, what's going to do the solution for the problem. So it's some kind of big idea. Because I think the site is very empty and there is nothing here now. Only the farming and only the maybe biodiversity, some ecology, but we don't know much about that. We don't have the data, but this is a design workshop. So we want to know what is your solution, what's your big idea to deal with this problem.
Did you decide some areas?
Yes, yes.
So
So
the area is fixed.
the area is 6.4 square kilometers around the bean shape, you know, the bean shape of the area is about 6.4 square kilometer or about 640 hectares or about 1900 acres. So this altogether very big, but you can choose wherever to do the project.
Okay.
Of
So
the community.
The whole area is divided into kind of 4 different locations, and we can we choose
more than 4 actually.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, something like that. But you can choose any whatever.
Right.
But you have to choose only because we have 2 groups, right? So one group may choose one location and another group choose location, and you tell why you choose that location and what you're going to deal with that, something like that.
Okay. You mean the justification why we choose the location and what I can do in the area. So, yeah. Right. So for tomorrow, so in the first half, so your kind of Thai students will go on a field trip and then take a photos and take a broadcasting, and then in the second half, are we gonna meet again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And also in the second half, before the boat cruise, boat along the canal. So maybe we already divided into two vans. So you might request them to take some photos or video of the specific area. So tonight, maybe you study a little bit about the location, about the material that Ying already showed to you, and then you may think about the project, and then you can understand and you can request the two Thai students to see something in wherever. So, and also you can start discuss in the individual group if you want, before going to, because one Thai student will be in group 4.1 and another one will be in 4.2.
So for students, they need to have a kind of rough ideas in terms of what they're gonna do on their kind of site. So maybe after the site visit, maybe in the first half for tomorrow, maybe they can have more, more the broad understanding of the site. So maybe they will have more the specifics.
I will.
So we have one pin-up, day 5. No.
About the schedule, we can discuss later. But every day after the second half, every day we have a lecture in the first half, and the second half we can have the studio.
Yeah.
So every day when we break into the group, so we do the group. Sorry.
Okay.
So this video again. This is the boat club. And we go to the temple and then to see the view. And this is the community, the house, the farmer house. And then we do the cruising. But this one will be in the afternoon, hopefully, if the rain and the weather is okay. And then we can, because of this one and this one have different characteristics of the canal and the mangrove. The upper one, this one, is larger than the lower one. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Can I ask it? Can we ask someone who's living the area some question, like about culture or how to living or something? Because I think we should ask or hear about something from the local person, about something, and we can deeply recognize about the area and culture.
So do you mean that can we do a kind of interview with the people who are living in the area, right?
Yeah.
is it possible? I think that it's not that easy to have an interview.
Not so easy. How about? Is it possible?
Tomorrow we have the guide, the local guide, and also the community. So we can ask them if we have any question. So you prepare the question. If you want to ask anything, you prepare the question, and then the Thai student can interview that people. We have some community leader, and maybe the one that we going to cruise, we hire the community to cruise the boat for us. So we can ask them, and we can go to the farmer house, and we can ask them about the opinion. But prepare the question if you need that kind of information.
Yeah, I think that you need to prepare some questions and then send them to the NARM, and then she will pass it to the people who visit the area.
To the student, to the Thai student.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll send you later.
Okay. Any questions or?
I asked Thai student to maybe any idea to divide it into group 4.1 and 4.2, and then maybe future is not included in there, and then you can discuss, and then you can make any discussion about your group. The final product of this workshop will be two group design. So you will present the 4.1 will present one project, and 4.2 will present another project. So the two groups can work independently to each other. But in the group, you have to do the brainstorming to have one design for one group, one design, and another group, one design. So you have to have like the strategy and the policy of your group. So I think the better way is you make the group discussion within two groups without tutor. And after site visiting or during the site visiting, you can join your discussion, and then on Wednesday, we can hear your presentation. You can produce something after that on Wednesday, on the day after tomorrow. What is your idea, and what is your brainstorming conclusion from each group? Any of you participate in the last time I would? Circuit? No.
I have, and also Yuri is second time, and another member. No, there is no member the second time.
It's okay.
Yeah, Yuri is the only.
But it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to be the same as last time, because that is face to face. But this one, you can find your own way of communicating between each other. The group of 5 or 6 members is okay. I mean, it's good for discussion, not too large. Maybe even including professor, tutor is too many people, so you not feel comfortable on doing that. So you can arrange your own meeting, and then anytime. I mean, it's up to you. Maybe after dinner if you want, after lunch in Turkey, in Istanbul, or any time, and you make this question without us, without the 3 tutors. And then we meet again tomorrow during site visit, and on Wednesday we will see your presentation. The presentation can be sketch, PowerPoint on the Jamboard, or can be photo like I show you photo presentation, or your sketch, and then you send the sketch from Jamboard, and then you send the sketch from Jamboard to share with the other, or you put the sketch into PowerPoint and do the presentation. Any kind of thing. To see the big idea, what you discover from the site visit, what you going to answer about this approach. Okay. I can leave from now, and what you can discuss is, you know, you can do the chat, right? If you want to send email, or you want to create another group, you can do meet.google.com.
Google Meet.
Yeah, so you can do Google Meet. Whoever can do the Google Meet, not only Thai students, and invite the others, right, to accept the other into the Google Meet, or you can do Zoom if you want. If you are disconnected, you can rejoin, because if you are not the tutor, you can host a very long meeting, but it's okay. You can deal with that. Or you can do other application as you like, as you want to discuss. Should we leave? Tutors. We go have dinner and the students can discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, yeah, please let us know, yeah, before we leave. Yeah.
Okay.
No? You want us to leave,
I have
right?
questions.
Okay.
Well, I'm confused our schedule now. So, well, Tuesday we see the Bangpakung River immediately, right?
Yes.
Then we think about some solutions to Bangpakung River's community system on Tuesday and presentation on Wednesday, or presentation on Tuesday too.
Tuesday, there are 2 broadcasting. The first one is to everybody, to every group will see the broadcasting site visit one time. And site visit number 2 is the individual theme question. Like you, Mie has have a question, and Thai student going to ask question and then answer to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so at that time you communicate with Thai student and to talk in the East team Zoom like this. And after that, you have to work on the preparation of the presentation on Wednesday after the lecture. Second half of the lecture will be the group each team next critique or discussion. So you have to produce something after finish the lecture in the first part, the 3 hours. The first 3 hours we have to listen to the lecture, two lecture from whoever I forget, and then the second part we are in the East team Zoom, and then the student going to present the finding, the big idea, and then we comment. The tutor comment.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
So last time when you visited the sites, the internet, the connection was not good enough. So you think that would that be okay when your students visit on site for tomorrow?
I think the internet connection is not much the problem, but the problem is the stability of the camera, I think. Last time I have some problem about the camera, and I can continue broadcasting all the time, but hopefully it will be only short time. Only maybe you have to stand by on the Zoom, and then we can on and off.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and we might turn on the discussion, then turn on the Zoom when we want to show you something.
All
So
right.
we can say like tomorrow before lunch we can broadcasting one time, and then maybe our lunch. So we maybe we can broadcasting at 12 o'clock at noon GMT +7 is my time, and then 3 hours later we broadcasting another time, something like that. So tomorrow about noon we can meet. About our noon, which is 1 o'clock in Hong Kong, 2 o'clock in Japan and in Korea, yeah, and 8 o'clock, or maybe 9 o'clock is better. So if 9 o'clock, it will be our after lunch, so it's okay. So we have we will write that down on the stream of the classroom.
Okay, so
Okay. So if we miss something, everything will be recorded somehow. So now I'm leave, but the 11 students have to discuss, right?
I think that they shouldn't have to discuss each other without
Okay.
teacher. I think
We can have dinner.
okay. I'm so sorry for but yeah, actually the student will make some rapport. I mean do you know your members in same teams, same groups? You know each other?
Already.
No? Yeah, so please make this ice breaking each other without me, without tutors. Yeah. So how to hosting? Would you make some breakout session?
Maybe you can use this room without us. And then you can discuss 11 people without us. It's okay.
So students, please write your groups in the name. So now please divide it into breakout rooms.
I think Thai students can do the breakout room.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's better if I make the breakout room. I have to host that, so
Sure,
I have to
yeah.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah, you just you can pass the host another student. Okay.
I leave. No.
Oh. Too fast.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. So yeah.
I'm gonna leave too. See you tomorrow. Is it okay? Yeah, right. Sure. Yeah.
See you
See
tomorrow.
you. Okay.
Ece. Merhaba.
Hi, everyone.
Hi everyone.
You?
พยายามแล้วนะเข้าใจอาจารย์ก็ปวดหัวมากเลย
Bu böyle çok zor Ece ya.
อาจารย์จะรู้สึกว่าสร้าง Google Meet อยากจะยอดเป็นอย่างนี้